Bobby, you need to take it back. Immunity back up for grabs. This challenge we call last stack standing. Very simple in concept. We'll draw for spots. You'll be facing the audience. You'll be holding the paddle, whichever hand you choose. You can have your hand underneath, on the edge, whatever you want. Just one hand, anything but against your body. I will give you instructions on which order we're going to stack discs. For example, I'll say medium disc, so large, medium, small. I'll give you a chance to place these anywhere on the table that you like so that you know where you're reaching. First one's pretty easy. Then up, small disc. As the difficulty level increases, I'll add in a countdown, a live transition time, 10 seconds to get your small disc in place. The only other rule is you're only allowed to handle the top disc, no rearranging of the ones that are already in place. Last person standing out here wins immunity. Questions? Let's get to it. One on the far end. So go ahead, put the discs anywhere you want. They need to stay in groups. If you want to make multiple piles of them, any way you want. Just remember, when I call out that type of disc, you're going to need to reach, grab it, put it in place within the transition window when we get to that point. Everyone ready? Let's start with medium disc. Large disc. Get it placed. Medium disc. Small disc. Small disc. Large disc. Large disc. Small disc. Another small disc. Another small disc. Large disc. Medium disc. Everybody's still nice and steady. Just letting a little time pass. Medium disc. Medium disc. Another medium disc. Louie's drops. Small disc. Small disc. Another small disc. Large disc. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bobby loses his. Anthony, Gracie, David battling it out for immunity. Large disc. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. David's out. Gracie and Anthony. Small disc. Small disc. Medium disc. Gracie drops. Anthony wins individual immunity. Anthony.
No, you're good. You're good. Leave it in.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Handlers, you can grab them and bring them out. we are going to bring in the jury, including the actual Brendan. Travis, Sam, Julia, Justin, and Rachel voted out at the last meeting. So at Anthony at 7, it looked like you found yourself in a swing spot. Now we're at 5. If we still have Upon, Zika alliances, that puts you right back there again, but this time with a necklace.
Right.
So, you getting pitches?
Yeah, I got a few pitches, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, I was very comfortable. I was smiling. I didn't care because it was really important, and heard everybody out, and just.
Anything you could share? The general pitch is coming from the 2 sides.
Every single other name except mine came up, so.
Not surprised.
It's self-preservation. Everybody wants to move to the next round.
Louie, I asked a question about resume, and no necklace yet. You're still hanging in here, though, right? There's something to be said about, look at me, I haven't won, but I'm still here. That must mean something.
It's the grace of God, John. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's good luck, and I hope that my good luck stands true at the end of this travel.
Gracie, I'm sure you were part of the pitch to Anthony. What are you selling? Is it, why are these guys going to go versus us? What is it that you're saying to Anthony at this point?
Everything. I'm not holding anything back.
Just lay it all out on the line. How about you, David? 2 immunity wins that put you and Anthony kind of in the lead from that point of view, but as we said before, not necessarily mean challenge threat. Final 5. It's hard to keep track of maybe, but are we starting to look across and say, do we have a certain number of colored shirts over there? Like, what's the major thing going on in your head right now?
I never tried to look long term. It was like one tribal at a time, one day at a time, and just try to make the best from each scenario. And every time I talk with somebody, they have the most compelling cases every single time on why we should vote somebody else off, or it's been a lot to process.
Sure.
But I've just trusted in the people that I've trusted so far, and I'm going to keep going with it. But I'm nervous. This is the most nervous I've been the whole time.
So Bobby, it's certainly been fluid from one vote to the next. We talked about that, and you need to get through this one. But are we going to finally get to a final couple of people, and we're going to suddenly look across and realize, oh wait, there's another thing I still need to do? Or is that going to start happening now?
I think that's been happening since the game started. I think everybody, you just got to remember what you've been doing, who you've been working with, who might not like you anymore or want to vote for you, and kind of play that into your final travel.
Okay. Anything else we need to talk about? Well, let's keep it going then, David. Let's get to the vote. Tally the votes. has a hidden immunity idol, you want to play it, now will be the time.
John.
He pulls out a skull, I swear to God.
Sure, it's not an idol.
Hold on, still in there. I found something in the woods at our camp a couple days ago. And it looks pretty idly to me, so I'm hoping it's an idol.
This is an immunity idol. First vote, Louie. Gracie. One vote Louie, one vote Gracie. Gracie. Gracie, that's 3, that's enough. Gracie, your tribe is spoken.
Good job, Gracie!
Final 4. Get on out. Here's our final 4. Come on in, guys. This challenge is called Teeter Tower. With one hand, you're going to be supporting the weight of the sandbag that's also on the same board as the circular black stacking area where you will build a tower of blocks. So where Kathy's standing, first you'll get your sandbag raised, reach over, grab a block, start building a tower. The tower has to reach the bottom end of the ear standing out, which is also the top of that middle board. The spotters will be there. As soon as that block is in place for a 3 count, we'll call it a win. You don't have to ask us to check it. If your tower falls, put your bag back down. You're responsible for gathering all your own pieces. They all have to go back onto your table, then you begin restacking them again. We'll draw for spots, one at the far end.
You want this back?
Oh yes, I do. Unfortunately for you, Anthony, immunity back up for grabs.
Understandable. 2.
Survivors ready. Go. 1 block at a time. That's the only rule. David's working on a 2nd floor. Bobby putting a roof on his first. Anthony's on the 2nd floor. Louie finishes his 1st floor. A little bit of wind picking up, that won't help. David's got 3 levels. Anthony working on his 3rd level. Bobby's on his 3rd level. David finishes a 4th level. level. David working on a 6th level. Anthony's on 5. Louie and Bobby still working on their 2nd, getting that steady. Anthony's now caught up to David. They're pretty much even. Anthony's tower drops. Louie's drops. Bobby loses 2 levels, and then the rest. David's running out of blocks. Does he have enough to get this completed? Down to his last block that's on the table. That's not going to be tall enough. Couple of pieces on the ground. Interesting decision. Can he get to those? Tower's teetering, and there it goes. David back to the start. Everybody's still in this. Anthony in the lead right now. Bobby a little behind. Louie's making up some ground. Anthony's now starting to get close to that finish line. Not yet. Very close. Quite. 1, 2, 3. Anthony wins immunity. Anthony, congratulations. Thank you. Wow. Hey,
How'd you stack? I couldn't see anybody. No, I went to...
handlers, we can get them out. Bring in the jury. Rachel and Gracie, voted out. So a couple interesting things we were making note of. History of this event. We had a man win the first year, then 2 women, then a man, then 2 women, and now we'll be back to a man. So the pattern continues. Last year's final 4 remaining were all women. This year's final 4 remaining are all men. So I think it just goes to show that this game's up in the air. It can go to anybody. So congratulations to you guys for making it this far. All of the extras are stripped out of the game now. The idols, the advantages, everything's gone. And now it's just based on your own merits to get to the end and convince these guys that you deserve to win. Anthony, you're going to be a part of that final 3. You're looking down the line, and somebody's going to be sitting next to you. Is it all now about jury management? Who's connected? Or are you still thinking, can I beat these guys to get to that final spot? Or what's in your mind?
Wait, can I clarify? Are you saying it is a final 3?
I'm never saying anything.
It's at this point, it's probably got to be a good chunk about who is the biggest threat come jury time. Because we honestly don't know if it's final 3 or final 2, so you have to plan it like that, I think.
So if you're looking at it from that point of view, who is that right now?
Unfortunately, that is probably David, at least in my eyes.
How's that make you feel hearing that, David?
You know, I've been on the chopping block a few times, and I feel like I may have been able to talk my way out of this one too. We'll see.
Louie, what's your story?
I'm like the cockroach that won't die. Gosh. You know, I've just been extremely fortunate every round that somehow the target has shifted off of me. Although I think the past like 5 tribals, my name has come up. So I will not be surprised if that is the case again today. My time might have run out today.
Same question for you, Bobby. Is it now looking across and thinking about who can I beat in a challenge, or who's got the best chance of connecting with these guys over here? Who needs to go?
Yeah, I think it's solidly on jury management.
Jury man. So what's your assessment? Who's got the best connection over there?
I think everybody can make a case.
Everybody can make a case,
some
but
some
who's
of
got
us
the
more
best
than
one?
others.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, since his name's already been thrown out, I do think that David, unfortunately, because we're really amazing.
Pregnant pause. Just see if anybody wanted to respond.
I think with the jury, the way this game has turned out, the original tribe colors have kind of whittled their way down in the same amount of time. So everyone is pretty well connected because we've all spent a good amount of time with each of these people. So I think it really is going to be a toss-up.
There's only a limited amount of time to be heard, and so I just want to give you a last shot before we get to the vote. If there's anything else you feel like it needs to be heard by the jury, any case for yourself. Okay.
I've told these guys everything that I feel like they know my case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get to the vote. Anthony, you're up. votes. I'll read the votes. First vote, David. David. 2 votes, David. Louie. 2 votes, David. 1 vote, Louie. 1 vote remains. David, that's 3. That's enough. David, Travis vote.
I was on fodder.
He wants another milli.
You do it. Oh.
It's hard to top what that guy did on Survivor winning. He won fan favorite, he won immunities, family visit won. And on my bucket list coming into here, I had probably half of those goals. I didn't expect to win, I was hoping to. But I've probably done 10 times more than I wanted to. Thank you for letting me play Survivor with all of you guys. I've been living vicariously through him with Survivor for about 11 years, and I'm glad I got to play Survivor with you for the last week. Thank you.
Final 3. Congrats. Pick them out. Come on in, guys. Anthony, need to take it back for the final time. Immunity, back up for grabs. This challenge is called Appropriately Enough. Don't let your balls drop.
Too late.
We'll draw for spots. Each of you will be at one of the stations. On my go, you'll pick up any one of the 5 balls, put it into the course. It'll make its way around and it'll come out of one of the 2 chutes at the bottom. You're going to be catching the ball with one hand and only one hand. So you're going to decide at the start, do I want to do left-handed or right-handed? Your hand is allowed to touch the metal chute where it comes out. Once you catch it, placing it back in. After a certain amount of time, I will give you a countdown, tell you you have 10 seconds to put in your second ball. And we will continue. There's a total of 5 there if we get that far. Last person that has balls still in the course and not falling on the ground will be our final immunity winner. So again, hands can touch the metal, only one hand. If you bring a second hand into play, you will be out. So make sure you're comfortable with which one you want to use. Survivors ready. Put your first ball in. Let this run just a little bit, let you get a feel for the speed. All right, 10 seconds. We're going to add our next ball. You have to have it in within 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, everybody's in. Louie drops. Anthony and Bobby battling it out for final immunity. All right, 10 seconds on my start to put in the third. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Everybody, all of them. Ball drops right there. Anthony wins. Final immunity.
How are you spacing? My left one was my right one, so I was just waiting for it to like.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Going to give you a few moments to figure out what you'd like to do out in the shade. And we'll see you at Tribal.
So my left one's lower than my right one.
Final 3. Bring in the jury. Travis, Sam, Julia, Justin, Rachel, Gracie, and David voted out for that. So here we are. Anthony, nice immunity run to close this thing out. You've got the power. You're going to be deciding who is sitting next to you at the final 2. I'm sure both of them have been making their pitches. I'm actually going to go to them and let them tell us and tell the jury what was your pitch to Anthony. Why should you be sitting here at the final 2, Bobby?
Well, so my pitch to Anthony was more focused on why Louie would be detrimental to his game. So Louie obviously is a very social player, gets a lot of laughs, a lot of, definitely a fan favorite that's out here. He has a lot of friends that are on the jury, and fortunately I feel like maybe that would work out for him over Anthony. And I think overall, aside from the challenges, they have very similar games, so that's mostly what I pitched to him.
How about you, Louie? What was your pitch?
My pitch was that Bobby has also played a really great game. I think he's a bigger package than I am in terms of an overall social, strategic, and physical player. I've kind of had to, play with my back up against the wall a bunch, and I haven't won any immunities, and he's played an idol, and he just has a bigger resume than I do. I mean, yeah, I crack jokes, but what does that show for my game, aside from the fact that I made you laugh, So that was my pitch to him.
So Anthony, you took all that in. Just you don't have to tell us. Obviously, you're going to tell us via vote in a minute. But what were your thoughts as these guys were throwing that at you?
Yeah, I mean the things they were telling me, I feel like I have an okay idea on, but honestly, it's such an interesting mix of jury, and again, there's no swaps, so I feel like it's kind of a unique situation. So it's a little harder to read. But it's definitely close. It's not an easy decision by any stretch.
Have you made up your mind, or are you going to do that on your way?
find out.
All right, well, let's find that out. Obviously, Bobby, you'd have to vote for Louie. Louie, you'd have to vote for Bobby. You guys are not voting. Anthony, you're voting out. The last member and deciding who's sitting next to you at the final two. Let's get to it.
All right.
I'll get the vote. Okay. 22nd person voted out of Survival Challenge 2019. Final member of our jury. Bobby.
I smell so bad.
Should have got that shower, bud.
Before we get to the final tribal and all that's involved with that, we wanted to do something that we've all liked, and Survivor has decided that they don't. We're going to have you do a little rites of passage. So we're going to have the two of you walk out the backside of tribal, and camera person will go with you. You're going to encounter torches with the name tags of all 22 people who have been voted out before you.
Awesome.
So stop along the way, say a little something,
All right.
and when you return, we'll get to the business of final tribal council.
All right.
Yeah, leave your stuff. Right now? Or is it just this? Okay, not until they get back.